Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. Welcome or welcome back to That Part Senpai, the podcast where we talk about life, growth, and navigating challenges like a pro in a foreign country. If this podcast is for you, welcome. Join in. I'm excited to have you here. And let's get into today's topic. If you ever wondered what it's like to be packed in like a bunch of sardines during a morning commute in Tokyo, then keep listening. Whether you're planning to visit or live here, I've got tips, funny stories, and a breakdown of what not to do. So let's dive in. So imagine this. It's 7:30 a.m. in Tokyo. You see salarymen in suits, students with oversized backpacks, and tourists who are looking extremely confused all on the same platform as you. Finally, the train you're waiting for pulls up. But it's already full of people, and now you're thinking, there's no way I can squeeze onto that damn train. And you're just gonna have to take the next one. But to your surprise, everyone ends up squishing in. Is it comfortable? Hell no. But you are moving towards your destination, so you deal with it. With every stop, there's an influx of people getting off and on. From the people getting off, you're catching elbows left and right as they push their way through out the door. And now you're thinking you get some relief, but the same amount of people that just got off get on. All right. And then when they get on, they're putting their hands at the top of the arch of the doorway and they're pushing with their backside as if they were boxing you out for a rebound, just pushing, trying to squeeze themselves in, all right? And then in these moments, this is the most aggressive I've seen Japanese people. Like, it amazes me. A friend of mine actually recently told me she was riding on the Yuracho line, which is like a subway, and she witnessed a fight break out. So basically, as a man was trying to get off the train, he pushed a man that was near the door, and the guy that was near the door pushed him back. Okay, so mind you, the first guy was just pushing to get through. The second one, he was like, "Hey, don't touch me," and pushed him. So the man who was pushed out of the train, he turned around and he said, "Oh my God." And he was, that's basically like you in a rude way. And then he went swinging. I was like, bruh, that happened? That's crazy. Because for me, it's like, it's just another day on the train. We all get it. We all hate being squeezed in, pushed, or whatever. But some people really get triggered. But anyways, another friend of mine had posted on her IG story one time a video of like a super packed Odaku line. And she couldn't make the train, so she was like in the front of the line waiting for the next one. But even though it was really full, they still had the oshiya, which is like the train pushers. Yes, that is their job. They literally go down the train line and push people in so that the doors can close smoothly. And an old man, he was at the front of the door, and every time the door would go to close, he would just poke his foot out. The thing was hilarious. I wish y'all could have seen it. But he would just poke his foot out. Like, at first, I don't think anyone could pinpoint who was doing it. But then after like 3 or 4 times, the Oshiya was like using their microphones, like, "Say my san," like, try to squeeze in. Like, make sure all your body is like inside the train, all your belongings. But homeboy was still fucking around with the, with the door, y'all. So finally, I see people who are on the train behind him. They're like holding him back, like trying to pull him in the train, like holding his bags and like holding his hands in his fists. Because they're like, "Hey, yo, like, we got somewhere to be." And even the like Oshiya train people were like trying to push his stuff into, like, it was a team effort. Everyone was like trying to keep this man and all his belongings inside the train so the door can close. I kid you not, after like the 10th time, the door finally was able to close. But I was just like, dang, imagine that. Like, the amount of people who were late to wherever they needed to be because this man decided to mess up everybody's commute. Anyways, it's serious business. So this happens. So I'm going to give y'all some tips, like some survival points. All right. So timing is key. So peak hours usually range from 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. and then 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Avoid it. Avoid it. All right? Cuz 10 times out of 10, train's going to be super packed. You're not going to find a seat. If you have any power in avoiding it, please do. So if you don't mind being squished in, cool. Hop in, do what you want. But if it's like really bad, I would say leave earlier, so you just have to maybe hang out at Starbucks around your work or something, but or after work as well, but don't do it. Fortunately for me, the train I take to work, it does get crowded, but not super crowded to where I gotta, go super early. And I've even noticed if I go a little bit later, it's even more freed up. Usually I like to give myself 30 minutes or so to clock in and get ready for my shift. Sometimes, lately, when I take the later train, I'm there 5 minutes before I need to be on duty. But hey, I have a little more space, so it's cool with me. But anyways, just keep that in mind. Another thing, you want to board strategically. So if you're in a car that's going to be near the stairs or an escalator for easier exiting, it's probably going to be fuller than other cars. So just go to a car that's probably less popular. Some trains, I think it's mostly on the ends, but there are some stations where the end is where the nearest exit is. So just do your research, keep that in mind. So another thing, when you're actually on the train car, you want to stay clear of the doorways. So usually that's obviously where the people are going to be pushing in and out. So you want to make sure you're standing in front of like the chairs. So that way, if people are squeezing in, you aren't as affected. But to be honest, if the train is super packed, it really doesn't make a huge difference. Let me stop lying. It does. Because I've been on the KO line. Bruh, my friend, she rides that one every day to work. I don't understand how she does it. Because there was one time we did a little sleepover. And it was after work. The way we did as I just said, we were inside in front of the people in the chairs. We still getting pushed. I'm literally like leaning over someone who's sitting and I'm like holding myself up with the window that's like right behind them. I'm like, dang, sorry, cut. But this is KO for you, eh? So yeah, if it's possible, try to stay clear from the doorway. All right. And also, I've heard stories about this and I imagine it to be annoying. If you're in the doorway, just step off of the train, let the people off, and then get back on the train. Because if you just gonna stand there, you're gonna block people. Therefore, you're gonna get more elbows to your body. And it's just like, move, get out the way. So, again, if you can't get away from the doorway, step off, step to the side, let the people off. And once they're all clear, you can hop back on. And honestly, too, that might make it easier for you to just shimmy your way in closer to the seats as opposed to being in the doorway. So, another thing, I've seen it a lot with foreigners recently. I get it. Backpacks can be big and it's hard to like switch it around. You just might forget, but you really want to mind your manners. Always keep your bag in front of you because with that backpack, you're going to be like moving, you're going to be hitting people. And I don't know why I call it physics. I don't know. It's just easier to keep space with the backpack in front of you. I don't know. It's weird. But it just works, okay? There's been times where I have my bag. It's on the side of me. Like I have it clenched in. And my bag, it's not very, like, big. But the way, like, it'll get caught in between people. And next thing you know, I'm still inside the train. But some people are, like, taking my bag with them. And I'm just, like, ooh, fighting to swing it back. So just kind of hug it to the front of your body. So make it easier for you and everyone else, all right? But anyways, oh wait, and not to mention, just keep it in front of you because the amount of times where my lunch or like my desserts I bought from the combini got smashed. I remember I had bought like a little cheesecake from Seven. They had the little circle, cheesecake and whatever. And I was like, oh, this is going to be my dessert after lunch. The way I got to work, opened that thing up, completely smashed. I still ate it, best believe. But, sometimes it's all about the appeal as well. But it was still good. But if you want your food to be intact, just keep it in front. Protect it with your arms. But yeah, so a little reflection, some insights. Riding the train during rush hour, 1000% can be overwhelming for most people. And that's like foreigners and natives alike. So emergency buttons are constantly getting pushed because they're having like anxiety attacks and just being squished in. Like I remember my friend telling me like a pregnant woman was just like heaving, which makes sense. She pregnant and she being squished. Like So you just gotta make sure you're okay with that kind of situation. There was even to a point one time, I'm 5'11" or 180 centimeters. And I was literally levitating because the train was that packed. Like I was on my tippy toes, y'all. I was like, dang, I'm getting squished so much. I can't fully put my feet down on the ground. I was like, y'all gonna have to carry me. I think that was also the time my cheesecake got smashed. It was interesting. Anyways, so without a doubt, it's chaotic, but it's also just a testament to the country's efficiency. The way that so many people are just so gung-ho and ready to like, hey, squeeze me in this train. I got places to be. Man, it's not for the weak, all right? It's not for the weak. So just keep that in mind. Again, if you can avoid it, avoid it. If you strong enough to just power through it, do as you please. All right? The city life is not for everyone, but maybe you one of those people who can brave the madness of the rush hour times in Tokyo. All right? Anyways, let me know your thoughts or share your own commuting stories. And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to follow, leave a review, or share it with a friend. Until next time, this is your girl Valerie, reminding you that every day in Japan is an adventure waiting to happen. Was that corny? Oh well, if it is, I don't care. All right, y'all. Thank you. That was today's episode, and I'll see you soon. Bye.